All right, good morning, people. Uh, hope you guys have had a good week so far. Today we are just continuing on with the Christmas special. So we're going to do our Christmas koala. So we were up to our retopo stage. So we're doing that, on Monday. So gonna go ahead and do the same thing. Just continue on. Thank you for those who are watching this course, and this is finally, it's also sponsored by or affiliated with XP Pen. So they've reached out to me and given out an offer for those who are living in the Australian Pacific region. So 30% off an Artist 24 Pro, or if you're in Australia, there's 30% off at the moment in the store. So you can check out the link below on the YouTube description to see more information. Anyway, yeah, we're just going to continue on here with doing some retopo. So I thought let's start working out the rest of the face. To be honest, the face is pretty much done. It's just a matter of adding the right loops around the head and the ears, and then we can continue on with the hands and arms and all that other crap. So let's go ahead and do that. So this is in mirror mode, so that means I'm going to be doing the other side as well automatically. So that's also really cool. So let's go ahead and do that. There's also the, if you're not familiar with it, there's also the polybuild tool as well. So that lets you actually extrude out faces on the fly. So if you like using the polybuild tool, you can actually just pull them out using the tool there. The only suggestions I have is what's in my videos really at the moment. It depends on what you're rigging. How you doing? Yeah, I hope you're having a good night or a good morning, depending on where you are. So I'm using the polybuild for this one. And you can see the reason why I like to do my little extrusion idea where I extrude out an edge, a single line of edges, is that when you're doing it like this, where you can just sort of extrude out edges, I find it faster because once you do that, it's just a matter of pushing F on the keyboard, and it's a bit quicker. So yeah, that's my method at least. That's why I like doing it that way. So I don't really use the polybuild that much, but I thought I'd show it anyway. But as long as you're creating the right number of edges, filling out those quads is much faster, in my opinion, with this method. Of course, that's different if you have a plugin that does it for you. So there's lots of loop creation tools, plugins out there for Blender as well. No worries. Welcome to the stream, by the way. It's always really cool to see other people, like the kind of people all around the world that are looking at this stream. So with the this model here, what you can do, like if you want to try and avoid seeing the inside of your faces, because it can get pretty annoying, we can turn on backface culling in the settings here, in the viewport settings. So turning that on makes it much easier to not get too confused about what the hell you're doing. So really useful. So what I'm doing basically is just carving out a hole for the ears to work with. Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying them, man. Yeah, I hope they continue to be useful for you. So yeah, the reason why these are not quite sitting on the head is because when you extrude a face, it averages out the sorry, what the word I'm thinking of, the position on the base mesh when you're snapping. So that's why it's always good to clean up a little bit with selecting the verts. You'll get a cleaner response out of this. Yeah. Add-ons. I find that if you're if you're comfortable just doing it with the basic tool set, you can be just as fast as with the add-ons, in my opinion. So, and despite all that, add-ons still make me well, they still cause me to make bad habits, make bad mistakes, because yeah, like you said, it makes you lazy, like poly counts and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. It depends on the sometimes I'll just do it like this with the pen, and other times I'll do it with the mouse. And it just depends on my mood, really. But overall, it's basically the same feeling. I do find that when I do retopo though, I do find it a little bit more comfortable, just a little bit more comfortable doing it with the tablet over doing it with the mouse and keyboard. So I'm just gonna grab this and smooth it out a little bit, just like that, and that'll leave enough information for the ears. Fill that in. That should be enough. And the reason why those edges are overlapping is because the snapping tools, for some reason the way that they snap has changed from at around 2.9. I find it a little bit less reliable. It's kind of annoying. In that it snaps onto the corners, even though you have self snapping turned off, it still kind of snaps to the other edges. It's really fucking annoying. I have no idea why it does that. Yeah, doesn't matter though. Let's just get that nose working. Actually, it's one here. It'd be fine. Like that, the way it snaps there, really annoying. So what I'm doing is just basically making sure that the structure is still quadded, and I'm making it relatively even. Oops, too many fills. I need to have another. Okay, interesting. Yeah, for sure. But my trick here is to just delete this face, add a loop here. GX. Sometimes you just got to turn off the bloody snapping. GX. There we go. And that should fix any issues with the poly distribution. Trying to keep it even, of course, so that's why I'm being fussy. There we go. Now it's the same on both the top and the bottom, so we should get a nice clean loop that goes around the nose. There we go, looking good. What's your favorite part to work on? There's two things I prefer. I always enjoy with doing, and that is this stuff, retopo and creating characters. And then I do enjoy animating the most, probably. Animating, I wouldn't consider myself the best at it, but it's also some of the most enjoyable parts. I really want to be able to take some time to polish up my animation skills, though. Not that I'm bad, it's just that I just want to become an expert, so to speak. Put it that way. I would love to be more I guess you can say, yeah, not senior, just more refined in my skills. I just needed time to do it. Yeah, one step at a time is always a good idea. I do it in chunks. I usually start with the head or the body, and then I'll like I've seen videos where people do like all the major loops first around the entire body, and then they start to fill in the gaps. And I've done that in the tutorial that I've recorded for the poly modeling. So yeah, there's different ways of doing different things. Let's start off with and shrink wrap. Fuck, forgot to add that back. No, not really. It's all the same shit, really. The principles are all the same. In fact, it can be harder for 2D animators to come into 3D because they haven't got the spatial awareness that a 3D animator would have. So they have these 2D animation principles. That's my issue, but also in a good way. There's pros and cons each section of in terms of like transferring skills. Because as a 2D animator, you have a better understanding of doing exaggerating life, in my opinion. Whereas with 3D, you tend to err on the side of realism, despite the fact that I don't know. This is just me. I do like having a 2D background. I like animating like a 2D artist in 3D, but it also restricts me in a way because I'm less open to trying new tools and stuff like that. That will make my life easier. Oh, thanks, man. Really appreciate it. Yeah. That was the whole point, to make it easier to understand, because it pissed me off that so many good videos out there were hidden either behind a paywall, or they just weren't very good at all. Or there were too many disparate opinions on these things, and like there's no consistency in any of the messaging. I'm hoping that mine's relatively consistent when I post my content. What the fuck? Aren't you meant to be shrink wrapping? I guess not. All right, so let's just go ahead and add some stuff here. I'm sorry if I sound tired, by the way. I am tired. Yeah. I only have time to do this in the morning, so that's why it's always so early for me. Oh, happy Christmas to you too. Thank you for the well wishes. I'm hanging for the holidays. I can't wait for having some time off. Ironically, I also got to use that time to finish my film if I can, because I was planning on getting it done in November, but it didn't happen, which shits me up the wall. Yeah, I'd say yes, you would. You would have an advantage going from 3D to 2D because you have better spatial awareness even when drawing. So, in my opinion, that's also a really good thing to have in that regard. Let's just go ahead and do some extrusions down here. I'm just getting that outline first, and then I'll worry about the details after. Ah, shit. Sometimes you just got to manually do it before you can fill it in. Also, the F2 add-on is really good for this as well, so you can actually click on a corner of a quad, and then push F to create a quad like so. Really useful. So you may be thinking, I'm going to make a loop going all the way around like that. No, I will actually use that as an extrusion. So I'm actually going to create just a straight edge like so. And that will probably come up to around, let's do it here. And that will be enough. That's awesome. But yeah, just try it. Like, yeah, I think that's I think once you get those initial loops working properly, um, yeah, I really want to talk about animation more. That's my next big series, I think. Because there's literally not that much out there for YouTube, animation wise, and I want to make a decent job of it. So don't you worry, it's going to come, and it will probably come at the start of next year. So I'm hoping by January. January we will have the first few episodes on animation because I need to create the rigs. That's the only thing. So once that's up and running, we will have some very cool content on animation. Perfect for beginners animators. That is at least animators that to create some decent animation, not just crappy animation, but like beginner tutorials and creating some decent animation, like walk cycles, bounces, that sort of thing. So yeah, definitely going to be doing some more of that, and maybe I want to do some real acting stuff as well. So I might even use my film as a reference for that too. All right, let's make some splits. So I'm just creating some geometry there to allow me to create my extrusions for the ears later. Oops, done fucked up. Let's do that again. There we go. One here. This is where you have some decent music playing in the background when you're doing it. It's very therapeutic when you're doing retopo and you have some nice music on or a podcast. It's like the best time to be doing it because you don't have to think that much when you're doing retopo. If you know what you're doing, at least. Yeah, well, it's all going to be in there. I'll definitely be giving some detail on doing that. Um, One of the big things about animation, especially animation reference, is that you got to be a decent actor to begin with. That's a big thing. And if you're not a good actor, then your animation is going to be poorly acted as well. So there's that trade-off, and I need to find someone who knows how to act in order to do it for me. So maybe I'll have to find some people to help me out there. Cool. So what I'm going to do here is link up the ear like so. I'm going to turn off snapping for now and add a few loops. There we go. And hopefully, there we go. That looks better. Turn on this one, add a few loops. So sometimes you may need to turn off the snapping to make this work better. Where's that? Did I miss something? Have I seen? Yeah, I have seen it. I chat to him on Discord, and that animation course is mad. It's probably like it's awesome. But yeah, I wouldn't mind doing my own version as well. I haven't actually seen it properly, but yeah, he's definitely worthwhile as a reference for sure. Like he's probably one of the best tutorials out there for using doing animation in Blender for sure. Oops. There we go. There's the front, the back of it done, the back of the ears. Let's see, that's good. I'm not going to worry about that for now. I'm actually might delete that area there for now once I've done this, but it should be good. Let's do this first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think that's correct. Oh, there's 2 edges there. That should be fine. 18. Yep. Grid fill. Boom. Awesome. Let's see how this is subdividing. Oh yeah, it's looking good. That's pretty close. I'm trying to read the comments. Opposite of things, I see things in layers even if I have no backing. I can still see the space objects. Not sure what you mean. Sorry. But yeah. All right, cool. So we got this going on. That's looking pretty schmick. Let's go ahead and start to fill out these. There we go. That's good. Yeah, I'm not a Disney fan myself all that much. I'm not an Adult Swim fan myself either. That's the annoying thing about me, is I'm very fussy about my shows nowadays. All right, I'm just extruding out some stuff. There we go. There's our ear. Actually, I might just, yeah, let's just keep that. Let's leave that as is for now, actually. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off, I'm going to duplicate the shrink, apply the shrink wrap. So duplicate the shrink wrap, then apply the top one. Come on, apply. Oh, I'm in edit mode, of course. Apply, hide this one, and I'm going to manually extrude out the ears. So first thing I need to do is, let's see. I need to think out the box. So I'm going to delete these areas first because I don't need them at the moment. Fill that in. There we go. And we got the edge here, so we're going to fill that in. Merge that. And then let's see what we can do, because we got 3 edges here. I could have a 3rd edge go down the middle of the ear. I'm not sure though. Let's see. 1. Actually, no, it's fine. I think. Maybe not. Let's have a look. 1, 2. That's good. That's weird. All right, let's see. How did I do it here? Oh, okay. I see what's happening. So what I need to do is at least get this to go over here. So there's a little bit of screwing around here. So just going to go ahead and do that there. I think that's correct. Yeah, that should be correct. This spiraling? No. Ah. I know what's happening. One, two, three. There should be an extra. Yeah. Like actual adult stuff has been coming out really well lately. Like the last couple months. Like it's been like the first time ever. It's kind of crazy that like finally we're getting some like sort of decently mature shows. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out what to do here. So I got this loop here. This is going well. This loop is going well. I don't want to end up spiraling the ears. That's the thing. Try to figure out why is there an uneven amount of curve edges over here. I'm just trying to figure it out. I'm not sure why. I think it's down to All right, let's just go ahead and do this. So I'm just going to figure out this loop first. So let's get those curves working first. 1, 2. Yep, I know what to do. Delete that face here. That's interesting. How'd that happen? Let's go ahead and merge those. Center. Delete this face. Delete this face. Delete this face. I'm not sure how that happened. I'm going to split these. 1, 2, 3. Let's go ahead and split. Oh, I see what's happening. Classic. So I made a mistake there a little bit. There we go. Split that. Split that. There we go. That should fix the problem. If you're wondering what's happening, don't worry. It's all good. I'm just redirecting some curves. There we go. That looks better. Now let's see. Let's make sure that this is all working. 1, 2, 3, 4. No spirals. That's good. Great. That's it. Yeah, just working out that retopo. Sometimes there's a little. This is the problem that I have with retopo. Sometimes is that you get caught up in the minutia. Thank you for the subscription, Jacob. This is on YouTube, so yeah. Either way, thank you very much. If you can see it, I'm not sure if you can. Let's clean that up a little bit. There we go. And we have our structure for the ears working now. Sometimes when you're smoothing things out with shrink wrap turned on, it doesn't quite work out as planned. All right, cool. Yeah, Arcane, if you can get a hold of it, just watch it. It's awesome. It's probably the best show I've seen in years. It really is. It is like, this is not even just in terms of animation, just in terms of just good TV show. Like, it doesn't treat you like a fool, which is so hard nowadays. Like, you're not treated like an idiot watching it. Like, it's not spelled out to you. It's there's subtlety. There's I don't know. It's hard to describe, really. It's just good. That's basically the best way of putting it. Yeah, exactly right. You want to break it down to your basic building blocks. So I'm going to turn off shrink wrap for the time being. Shrink wrap is causing some issues. So I'm going to extrude out the ear now and just basically create the structures of the ear. The little tufts. There we go. Add some loops. Add some loops. The problem with these little parts here is that they get really affected by shrink wraps. Like, they don't know what to do. So you might have to offset them a little bit when doing this. Another option is, of course, to duplicate the shrink wrap. Oops, fuck. Duplicate first. Then apply it. Hide the new one. And I'm just going to soften them out a little bit. So just soften out those details without the shrink wrap turned on. Making sure that we're not working with too much strength in that. A little bit, but there we go. Just so we don't end up with these really fucked up ears. There we go. Let's go ahead and inflate them a little bit, just to give it that more softer feeling. That looks a lot better. And there we go. We got the ears up and running. And I'm not sure if I'm going to actually fill this with fur or anything like that, but it will look cool if I could. All right. The problem is if I shrink wrap it again, it's going to look like shit. So what I like to do, if I'm happy with an area that I don't want to get affected by shrink wrap anymore, I'm going to mask it out. So just grab what I want to grab, the part that I don't want to be affected by that mask, by the modifier. So I'm going to add a vertex group, call that mask, assign that, and basically I don't want to have the shrink wrap affected by anything. I don't want the ears to be affected by the shrink wrap, so I'm going to use the mask as a filter. So yeah, that is the head largely done. I mean, we're going to refine it further, obviously, and probably fix up their face and all that sort of stuff, but we can start to work on the body now. So you can see the density of the underlying sculpted mesh. So yeah, we're really bringing down the detail a little bit, which is just what we want. And with the shrink wrap turned on, we can actually go ahead and grab areas that are a bit dense and smooth them out a little bit with the smooth tool. So just go ahead and smooth them out, and it will stick to that geometry and not be as affected. So just go ahead and give it a little bit of a smooth. There we go. Not sure if I'm going to add eyelids to this character, but definitely going to sorry, I just didn't see that. I didn't see the oh, how you doing? Sorry, I didn't see the comments. It wasn't refreshing for me. How many times does it usually take to practice face note by heart? For me, it took a little while. It took a few goes. Yeah, I'd say about 3 or 4 goes, and you start to get a hang of it pretty quickly. All right, let's go ahead and extrude out. Yeah, not too many goes. I think it depends on what kind of characters you're doing. So if you're doing like humanoid characters, retopo with humanoid characters, much easier to handle than like ultra detailed, complicated creatures. Obviously, you can see me having to fix up these fucking verts. If you're going straight into like ultra high poly characters, it can be a bit more difficult. So I'd start simple and work your way into detail later. All right, cool. Ah, I missed a spot. We'll worry about the back of the head later with terms of smoothing. Actually, we can smooth that out now. Let's go ahead and do that. Boop, 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 boop. There we go. That's what the glory of the shrink wrap is. There we go. That's looking pretty sweet. Looks like your neighbor. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? All right, I'm going to do the neck first. I'm going to have at least a loop around the neck. So let's turn off the wireframe for now, so that I don't get distracted. And I'm just going to create, using the exact same edges here, just making sure I keep track of those. Yeah, I may as well use this. Oops. Thank you for the subscription. I don't know how to say your name because it's all, I think, Korean. I'm not sure. Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad it's working out for you. What course, what university is it? Or what college is it that you're at? Curious about which colleges actually teach with Blender. All right, cool. There we go. So first thing I'm going to do is work out my center line. So I'm just going to do a basic extrusion down the center. If you need to clean up along the way, feel free. Actually, I might just go ahead and go right around the body. And fill that. Grab this one, match the edges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I think. 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Fill. Grab these edges here. Ah. There we go. There we go. Sick. All right. Oh, my pleasure, man. My pleasure. All right, let's get those shoulders up and running. Let's add another loop here. There's our loop there. Let's go ahead and do a loop like so. Even though it's a cartoon character, I still like to add those key loops. I know it's silly, but sometimes it can be useful. So right above the shoulder, let's line those up. Even koalas needed to form properly. I'll add a loop here as well. I've got 15 minutes before I got to wrap this up. So let's get as much done as possible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. And once I get to this point, I need to add 1, 2, 3 loops just to keep it clean. Boom, 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 boom. No worries, dude. I'm glad that they work out, man. I really am. Every time I hear that like they're as good as university courses, oops, the happier I am. Because yeah, there's so many things out there that just is dog shit in terms of quality of the work. Cool. So there's our first loops. Let's see what we can do here now. So the crazy thing is of course that like with this I'm gonna put one here. With this geometry, it's going to be obviously different to the human characters that I've been doing in my tutorials. So I'm going to try and see what we can do here and see in terms of geo. So I'm going to start blocking this out. So it might be different in terms of overall flow of the ones I'm doing in my current tutorials, but just as valid. So again, it's always circumstantial with regards to what kind of character you're doing demands a certain kind of edge flow. All right. So if you see me contradicting myself here, that's not contradiction. It's basically me adapting with those basic loops needed to create a character that is effective. All right, cool. So just around there, just trying to get a nice little loop that way. And I might not need that. We'll see. Might not need that. Oh, cheers. Appreciate that. Polyquit free. Never heard of it. Now, I'm not even sure if I need this loop. But, you know, it could be useful. Let's just extrude down. All right, let's grab that. And that will be my underarm area. Can be a bit tricky with these arms in the way. All right, cool. A tattoo, 16 vertices for an eye loop is never enough. You ordered a tattoo. 16 loop. It depends on the loop. It depends on the character, dude. I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't say it's never enough. I definitely think it's enough. I think I don't usually go beyond 20. Yeah. I don't know. Unless I said that in my tutorial. I don't think I did say that. I'm not sure if I said that in the past. I can't remember now. But yeah, it's very circumstantial, these sort of things, for sure. All right, let's get the loop going this way. And it's always good to see how this thing's coming along. So you can see like that shoulder is looking really good out of that, I think. Especially if we subdivide. I think it's looking pretty sweet. Looking pretty sweet so far. I finally have a problem. My first rig is making my second rig flip around and face the wrong way. I don't know what I've done. I'm not sure what you've done at all. It could are they interacting with one another? All right, cool. Let's go ahead and do that. So now we can actually probably remove some loops for now and keep it even with that area there. It sounds enough. Yeah. I think I remember saying that. Did I can't remember saying that, but yeah. It depends on the rig, but yeah, 16 loops around, 8 on each side. Well, that would be only 4 on each side. So yeah, it probably isn't enough for many things, honestly. 4 on each side, 8 on the top, 8 on the bottom. Yeah, it can be not enough in some cases, I reckon, for sure. All right, and then we can add a loop here. Yeah, it's probably orientation. Or you need to invert the select, you know, that little inverse button in the child of constraint. So you may need to play with that. It could be that or orientation of the joints. So there's that as well. All right, cool. That's the body largely done. We've got 10 minutes to go. Let's see what we can do. Again, this body is much simpler than a human body. I don't have to worry about like doing the bum, for instance. So I'm just going to do a loop around here. Let's do a grid fill. Hey, how you doing, dude? Hope your morning's going well or your evening is going well. All right, grab something there, grab one there. Let's add a fill there. Once you get that initial loops done, it starts to fall into place pretty quickly. All right, cool. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. And then because we have the shrink wrap turned on, we can actually go ahead and smooth. And redistribute that a bit evenly. But yeah, depending on the character, they can be as simple or as complex as you need it to be, the mesh. But we're getting there. Definitely getting there. We've got a bit of density going down the back here, so I might simplify some of this. Might actually simplify it on the back here. And get rid of these loops there. Just so it's nice and clean. It's sort of more even at the back. I don't need those loops anyway at the back of the head, so getting some more nicer distribution there. And you can see the difference. Much nicer. Ah, awesome. That's good to see. All right, so let's see what we can do here. I'm going to get this loop going around the leg a bit more. So I'm actually going to duplicate these. I'm going to extrude out these a little bit. One, two. Let's extrude those out just a tad. Fill those up. Fill that up. And then we should have some nice, yeah, it looks like we've got a nice level of geometry to go around the legs. So let's just smooth that out a little bit. I'm going to line up these legs. So you can see me switching between the tablet and the mouse. I do that a lot. So it's not that I'm just, it's not that I'm preferring one or the other. It's just that certain circumstances work out between the tablet and the mouse. So there we go. And of course, if you are interested in the tablet, there is the offer on hand for using a coupon code. So if you're in the AusPac region, feel free to give that a go. I'm not sure if it actually works in America, so you can always try. I'm not sure if it will, but it'll give you $30 off the big tablet here. All right, cool. Let's do an extrusion. So I'm actually, in this case, it might actually be worth just duplicating a loop. So I'm going to duplicate this loop and bring it down. Let's see if it actually sits. It does fit. Good. Oh, welcome. Appreciate the compliment. Let's bring down this loop here. This is my lazy start to a leg loop. Because of the duplicate of this, the edges are identical, so we don't have to worry about counting verts or counting edges. Let's go ahead and grab the front face, that face, and done. Legs complete. And then we just have to clean it up a little bit. And of course, the shrink wrap is being a little bit of a dick. But it'll be right. We can always just go ahead and manually align these. So just go through, just smooth those out a little bit. And you can actually switch out the mouse to tweak, and just instead of having to use the G key, you can just move it like that. This is a cool feature of Blender. I haven't seen it in other apps where you can just click and drag verts without needing to push any buttons or have any what's the word I'm thinking of? Not have any gizmo in the way. Go through, clean it up. Cool. And we might do the same thing for the arm now before we wrap up. We've got 5 minutes. Like so. What screen am I using now? I'm using the XP Pen 24 Pro. So I've been using this since April. I bought this months ago. So this sponsorship or this affiliation just came from some discussion about it, and XP Pen reached out for me to talk about it. So this is, in terms of the tablet I use, this is not like supplied by XP Pen by any means. It's just literally me liking the product, and yeah, they just wanted me to talk about it. That's awesome. Is it a short story like with original characters? All right, cool. We can start to add a few more loops now. Here. Oof, that distribution is horrible, but let's go ahead and give it a clean. And now you can see that the shrink wrap is actually doing me less favors than otherwise. So I'm going to duplicate that again. Apply the top one, hide the bottom one. Let's just do a smoothing first before we reapply that. That's that shrink wrap. There we go. All right, sweet. Now I can turn that back on. Boom. There we go. And then do some more tweaks just to smooth it out a little bit. And we got ourselves our body done. That's good to go. Of course, it can be optimized, not optimized, but like smooth out a little bit further. But we'll do that toward the end. But now it's time to start working on the arms. So let's see if we can get something going. So before we wrap up, so I'm going to grab this, do an extrusion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not 6. That's good. That's all I wanted to know. Don't want to have a 6-pole star. All right, cool. There's our first one. Let's do the same thing here. Ah! My bad. Let's grab that down. Get this going. 1, 2, 3. So I'm just creating that first arm loop before I extrude out the rest of the arm. And then we'll worry about the hands on Friday or tomorrow. Well, again, it depends on how much energy I have in the day and what I have available to me. All right, cool. It's so weird that the arm feels like it's caving in on itself, but it's not. Let's go ahead and fill that up. There we go. And we should be able to extrude. Yeah, this is all good. So we should be able to go 1, 2, 3, 4. That should be enough to get that first loop going. Boom. Awesome. Fantastic. Yeah. No, it's really good. The XP pen is just awesome. I really enjoy using them. The value is really good. That's the big thing, as what Nightcow was mentioning. The value is much better than, in my opinion, than the Wacom alternatives. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and just get that arm out in the next minute. Obviously, we have to clean that up a little bit. Let's go ahead and do that now before I wrap up, because I've only got a minute to go, and then we can worry about the hand in the next stream. But we got a good thing going on at the moment. Looking good. And that's it. 9 o'clock. All right, cool. Well, I think that will do for today. Add some loops, and yeah, that's it. I'm gonna say thank you for watching. It's been great. Love the conversation going on. It's been really fun. And yeah, we'll continue on with the koala on Friday, and we'll wrap it up. I think the model will be done by Friday. No worries. So yeah, or I'll try and find some time to wrap it up in my own time. But yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. I will chat to you guys later. Appreciate the support, and yeah, feel free to check out the affiliate links in the comments in my